don't like when people have to spend money on things. You guys still don't have it up. It's frustrating. That just shows you the layers and the levels of this community. So there's some verbiage inside of these contracts, and you all would probably be like, really? All right. Welcome back to More FLA Homes. If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian Clay, and we have a community breakdown for you today. Just me, by the way. So I'm interested in bringing you this community. This is a community that I've loved for a few years now. I've watched it grow from start to where we're at right now, and they're going to continue to release phases. Hills of Minneola in Minneola, Florida. So, the real driver to this community, at least for me and some of the clients that we have out here and people that we're working with out here, has always been two things: location and just beauty. Absolute beauty. And the video is not going to do it justice, but I want you guys to look at something. This community sits on a hill. Once again, video just doesn't do it justice, but do you see this out here? That looks like ocean. Like the Lake Apopka is so big, it just spans across the community. And if you ever have the ability to be on this exterior section of the community and have a lot that sits high up on a hill overlooking that lake, and once again, video doesn't do it justice. You're probably like, that lake's so far away, you're not going to be able to see it. No, you're going to see a lot of treetops, and you're going to see lake in the background over there. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this community, I just want to show you where we're located real quick. So here we are. It's definitely a suburb of Orlando. If you know Clermont, you're going to feel like you're in Clermont, but you're actually not. So you're 16 minutes away from downtown Clermont. So much to do down there. It's growing. I think that there's a lot of potential. You're right on Lake Minneola. There's multiple breweries down there. There's, kind of that historic shopping, and you're on the lake. I think that the lake is what's going to make downtown Clermont a very special place in the future. But then you're 16 minutes away from downtown Winter Garden, probably one of the better downtowns in, at least Central Florida in a long freaking time, right? Historic, which is what we really like, kind of like that charm. You got a lot of those oak trees, but brewery, shopping, dining, food trucks. There's so much to do down there. And you're 4 minutes away from a Publix, which is a brand new shopping center, 24 minutes away from Universal Studios, 28 minutes away from Epic Universe. Let me know down below if any of you all have been there yet or are considering that. And 28 minutes away from Disney, and 30 minutes, maybe to 45 minutes to the Orlando International Airport. Before we hop off of proximity, you see this? This is Florida's Turnpike, right? So this gives you the ability to live that suburban lifestyle out here, but not be too far from being 28 minutes to Universal in Orlando. There's people that are living inside of this bubble here that are 28 minutes to Universal. So you actually get to live that gorgeous lifestyle. And I think that's what really made that place shine. Now, there are some disappointments out here. Once again, this is a community that a few years ago I really fell in love with when it started to develop. I remember when Ashton Woods was out here. I remember when Starlight Homes was out here, Meritage Homes, and you had a level 3, level 2, and a level 1 product. But the thing is, and we have clients that live out here still, the amenity center still isn't up and operating. Like and keep in mind, most people that at least we've helped didn't buy into this community because of the amenity center. It wasn't like living in the lagoons or something like that, where it's like, hey, this is the reason we're moving here. You got the proximity and you have the views out here. But let me just tell you this: HOA, $400 a month, CDD, $97 all the way up to $143 a month. $400 a month for an HOA to not have the amenity center there is frustrating. It's frustrating. Now, there are some perks still. I'm not like bashing the community, but I'm hopefully voicing my opinion for a lot of people that have been paying those fees for a long time, and all you get is the view for the fees, right? It's not gated, it's not guarded. This is a good look at the clubhouse. So let's see, you're going to have pickleball courts, 2 pools, basketball, dog park, a fitness center, which I think is really neat. I wonder how that's going to look. All you have is kind of corny renderings. You don't really have a decent look at it, but 2 pools is going to be huge. And then over here in the distance, you have the K through 8 school. Now, aside from the amenity center, which I've already said, disappointment, right? Because I don't like when people have to spend money on things. It's okay if it's a brand new community and it's like, hey, 5 to 8 months to maybe a year, we're going to have it up. You guys still don't have it up. But the K through 8 school is really cool because I remember when all of this, they were selling us on this stuff, right? I remember going into Ashton Woods, and one of our favorite reps out there was like, hey, we're going to have a fire station here, a K through 8 school at the bottom of the hill, a medical facility. Another thing too, because here's the entrance to the community. Can you guys see that? Let's see it. So here's the entrance to the community right here. Inside or near or next to this medical facility here, you're going to have a brewery at the bottom of the community. So here's Crooked Can Brewery in Winter Garden. By the way, we were talking about downtown Winter Garden, which you're going to have. This is going to be a food hall concept at the bottom of the hill, which is going to, essentially be the entrance to your community, which I think, I don't know. I remember when it was all a dream. Something to note though, when you're seeing these drone shots throughout the community, these retention walls or these retaining walls that you see right here, you're going to see these in yards, next to, some of the streets and stuff. That just shows you the layers and the levels of this community. So if you're somebody that is just sick and tired of that flat Florida living, this is something that you're going to want, right? Think of all the perks that come with that. No flooding, which, the code nowadays is supposed to be built where you're not going to get the flooding and stuff, but it's still, I don't know, makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And here's a look at the brand new Publix Plaza, which has been there for a few years now. Like, this was built when Hills of Minneola opened. So just being, that close to day-to-day shopping is a big perk. Just think about it, right? Like, once again, people are living in the suburbs so they can get away from the hustle and bustle. But the downside to it, especially when you start to chase affordability, is you get away from some of the day-to-day things. Right. And so, but to have, the turnpike right next to your community where you can get easy access to, the parks and downtown Orlando and all that good stuff, and a Publix right there, it's like checking a ton of freaking boxes, plus the views too. So let's talk about Dream Finders real quick, because we're going to take a tour. OK, this is a level 3 product. What that means is you get to go to the design studio and you get to pick some structural changes. The next step to level 3 is fully custom. Okay, so this is as close as you can get to customizing your home with a national builder or a larger builder. The very next step is going to be customizing your home. So we label this as a level 3. Now, if I were to have a scale in the level 3 products, I would say this is going to be mid to, maybe just under mid level 3, with the ability of some of the structural changes that you could do. Here's a look at like a retaining wall. See that? So you'll see a lot of this inside of the community. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I've seen that hurt some lots before in the past, but let's take a look at this model right here. Something to note, 1,700 homes are going to be inside of this community, 3 to 6 bedroom homes, 2 to 4.5 bathrooms. Inside of the homes, you have 1,600 square foot all the way up to 4,400 square foot, and you can get into this community at $475,000. I'm assuming that's going to be base price. Obviously, you can go nuts with this, and you can go all the way up to about $900,000. So, but yeah, let's see. Let's take a look here. As you can see, the one thing that Dream Finders does well, depending on what you like, is the architectural styles of the homes on the exterior, right? So like they have this Mediterranean kind of theme going on with the aesthetic of the outside. And it just gives you a different feel. You don't really see that a lot in some of these bigger communities. You may like it, you may not like it, but you get to pick the architectural style. If you don't like these arched windows, or if you don't like the stones, or whatever the elevation is, you can change that too. You can put your thumbprint on it. Now, our agents out here with the boots on the ground has some deals that have fell through that are not yet available to the public right now. So, if you're somebody that's looking for a quick move-in or a QMI, let us know, and we can see if that's something that could probably fit your needs. By the way, the best way to reach us is via email, team@morefla.com. Information is floating above. So some of the things that stand out to me that really show like a level 3 product is window sills. It's like one of the first things that always pops up. Obviously, these windows right here, you're not going to get in level 2, maybe, but you're really not going to get in level 1. And then the indentation right here, right? So those are just little things that you typically don't see in that level 1, level 2. But Other than that, closet doors average, wire rack inside of the closet average, 45-degree wall right here, this corner, I like, right? I do like. So we're going to take a tour, obviously, of the home, just try to point out some things. Keep in mind, you may not even like this home. You may like one of these lots. You may like the builder. You may like another floor plan. Our job is to walk you through the process. Dream Finders is one of those builders where when COVID happened, we had to go through some growing pains with this builder. Windows were, and if you did anything custom, you were struggling to get things in. Obviously, COVID was like a very tough time, with the supply chain. But man, this is one of those builders where we had a client that went way beyond his closing date per the contract. And there was nothing we could do about it, right? And so we like to go through the contract with you all. And, during COVID is when we really got to learn about not just this builder, a lot of builders. They're going to design these contracts to make sure that they're looking out for their best interest, right? It's their money, they're putting it up. But as long as we can understand it, we can maneuver around, and prepare ourselves for the potential worst. And our job, or whoever your representation is, their job is to make sure that you're put in the best position to where you don't lose your money and then you get the home that you want. Okay. Yeah, man, you got to see it, guys. We've been, there's a few builders out there, a few reps that get a little butthurt when we bring up the real, the scenarios that we come through. I really made it a point of this channel here to any situations that we run into, anything that's a teaching moment for you all out there, we're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you as long as we're able to legally, because we want you guys to have some real information, right? Just think about this. When you walk into a model home, do you think they're going to give you any information that can make you change your mind about the home or not want? No, that's not their job. That's not your job. We don't work for the builder, right? Like, we can help you with any home. It doesn't even have to be a new construction home. It could be a resale home. So, we have less reason to not tell you the truth, I would say, I guess. That's the best way to put it. So I don't know. It puts us in a good situation, a fun situation. I like being open and honest with everybody. But yeah, this, the kitchen and the layout is pretty open to me. One thing that really stood out to me about this home as I'm yakking away is when you come into this kitchen dining area, it's not, I don't know, it could use more lighting. Take a look at that. It could use a little more lighting to me. Obviously, there's two sides to the coin. It's cozy feeling. Yeah, I mean, it's a big open floor plan, which I do like, and I think a lot of people like. But yeah, it just doesn't seem. Let me know down below. Am I losing my mind about that, or could it use a little more lighting? But I think you guys can see that, where we're at on the level 3, because we've shown you a lot of level 3 products, right? You have like level 3 that's like pushing level 4, and it's, very, very high-end finishes. Not to say that Dream Finders can't, because the design studio, you can do almost whatever you want. But as you can see here, yeah, it's level 3, but it's not like just popping out at you. But I think it does give you some cozy vibes here. All right, so as we're watching this right now, they're in phase 4. We are eyeballing lots on phase 5 right now. They have not released any lots on phase 5, but we have an idea of where they're going to start to release those lots. And there's a few of them we're already eyeballing. So if you watch any of our videos, what we try to do is we'll eyeball those lots and see when the builder is preparing to release them, and see if before the public gets those lots, we can give some of our clients the ability to see that first, right? So, but yeah, there's a few of them we're already eyeballing. Super excited about that. Gourmet kitchen, cooktop. Looks like, you can get under market interest rates, 4.99, $40,000 in flex cash. That changes all the time, people. I don't like to tell you those things. We have a system in how we negotiate. We don't like to just throw things at the wall, or we don't just take what they're giving us. There's always leverage points. And so, our system is designed to really bypass any emotions or, any situation, so we can squeeze as much out of the offer as we can, for sure. So see what we got. Man, I miss when I was rating the pantries. I'm not gonna lie, guys. That's a 3.5 on the pantry. 3.5 on the pantry. Let's see. Let me know down below too. Anybody looking in Minneola, have you heard of Minneola? Let me know down below, because when we bring it up to, you know, people that are looking at suburbs, not a lot of people really have heard of Minneola. Sometimes you'll stumble across it if you're looking in Clermont, but most of the time people don't even look at Minneola. This could make up for the pantry. You got your storage area, right? This is where you would put your Christmas supplies, I would say. Water bottles, that type of thing. Now, you can put a pool in your home when you're building with the builder out here. It's about $90,000 as an upgrade to get the pool in the cage. This is neat. I wasn't expecting to see this. So the office space is kind of behind the kitchen, which is like another bedroom. Yeah, it looks like there's a closet in there. One window. Average closet. All right, let's see if we can get a shot out here. So this is the bathroom for this kind of guest room that we just walked out of. Also for the pool as well. I mean, we could probably complain a little bit over the fact that the door is not inside of, this could be like a pool bathroom, but you know, I think it's not bad that it's right there. It actually gives you a little more privacy. Excuse me. I haven't done an episode on my own in a while. It's a lot of talking. Here's a good shot of the view. Here is a shot of some of these interior lots. So if you're somebody that can't get on the exterior, see, even from here, like, believe it or not, you can see Lake Apopka up here. You may be like, Christian, come on, man. You can't see a damn thing. Trust me, guys. We have lots where you're overlooking Lake Apopka that look really, really nice. But even at this point right here, it's, you know, you could still see it, which is really, really nice. And here's a good look. So you got stucco on stucco. I'm not a huge fan of stucco on stucco, but what's next? You're going to go stucco with hardy board on the top as well. So you got to have, you got to like one or the other here. Dreamfinders has never really been my builder where I'm just like chomping at the bit for them. Now, I do like at the price point, as you know, the amount of finishes that you can get, but I've never went crazy. Now they have a product in Montverde, not Montverde's the school. Give me a second here, guys. Yeah, Montverde's the school. They have a product out here in Montverde where it's like, it's actually really freaking nice. But for the most part, what their bread and butter is, you're taking a look at it right here. You're taking a look at it. I think there's, how many floor plans do we have? Pretty sure it's in here. 13 floor. I was going to say 14. 13 floor plans. We're looking at the primary right now. Let's see what this bathroom's talking about. So you have the closet inside of the bathroom. Dual vanity. Decent sized closet. Yeah, that's a good sized closet. I mean, it's not a... It doesn't really blow you away. Let's see what this shower is talking about. I love that there's a window in here right between the vanities. That helps with, that's the only window. One thing I am noticing, there's not a lot of windows inside of this home, at least. Cool shower. This looks like an average shower that's just tiled nicely, if you like that tile, but looks fairly average to me. This should be the commode as it is. But yeah, remember inside of the living area, the kitchen living area, I noticed how dark it was, or it just felt dark to me. Like, let's see, like this whole area right here, that doesn't seem dark to you all. Once again, and maybe there's some staging lamps that should be on and stuff, but cozy is the word that I should use. I just felt like it was a little darker than a kind of a show model would want to be. But if you're somebody that likes it to be a little more cozy, this could be for you. Just feels a little darker. But I think it's because of the lack of windows. I really do. This comes full circle. Windows was one of the topics that we struggled with during COVID here. And it's not a fault of the builder, but man, there are some verbiage inside of these contracts that, man, you all would probably be like, really? And, you know, that's their job, is to look out for themselves. Man, I'm telling you, buying... Real quick pause. We've said it before on this channel. This is the best market to buy in right now. Why do I say that? Because when COVID was here and there was 20 people buying one home, the builders showed their true colors. They were not nice. It was not fun. It was not, let's just say it was not fun. So everybody was, you know, talking about prices and this and that. Like, we're getting so many homes under asking price right now. We're getting, if you can get a 499, if you can get a 399 fixed, like, come on, guys. Like, the deals are being had. But either way, I can say I do like this loft space. Now, I just like how they left it alone. And let's also note that there's 3 windows in here. I still feel like they could have had one on this. Let's see. Could they have one on this wall right here? Come on. Either way, could be a movie room, right? Like, you don't want it to get too bright. But one thing that I do like is there's just not a lot going on. It's a big empty space. So you can do whatever you want. You can turn it into a gym, a playroom, a game room, a movie room. And this little add-on bar here is obviously a help. But sometimes less is more. Like, you see these builders that do all of this extra stuff, and it's like, man, it just makes it hard for people that need like very particulars inside of their home. So to have a big open loft like that, I was also ranking lofts too, right? Stop doing that. Let's see. We're going to give this loft out of 5 stars. Out of 5 stars, we're going to give this loft a 4.5. You want to know why? It's very big. It's open. It's unobstructed. It's just left alone. And I think that is what makes a loft so special. Now, you can stage it and make it, you know, really pop and maybe get an extra 0.1 on your star effect. But I still think that they've done a really good job. And then I'm assuming a split plan right here where you have room and bathroom in the middle. Yes. Let's see what this looks like. Would love to see more en-suites. Would really love to see more en-suites. I think we've only seen 1 en-suite so far. And this would kind of confirm that, I think. Unless I missed something. Good size closet space here. Go back down here. Yeah. Here goes bathroom, shower tub combo. Man, do you remember these right here? My grandmother used to have these. My grandma used to have perfume. I still remember that. She used to spray it, or she didn't do it, but yeah. Never seen that as a staging item. I hope I'm not like making anybody feel bad about their staging. All right, let's see this last room here. Once again, that indentation right there. I like it. More windows. Like this room, you know. Let me go see the primary. Let me see this primary here real quick. I want to see what the primary is because you had, let's see. This is the primary, yeah? Let's see, 1, 2. So there's more windows. I mean, you probably can do a transom up top or something, which, by the way, those are the types of structural changes that you can make in with a builder like Dreamfinder. So they do have those structural options. So 2 windows in the primary. And look at this, 1, 2, 3 in the upstairs room. This is the brightest room of the house, and it showed. Yeah, I mean, Not bad. I mean, you know, I'd be eager to see if there's more builders coming into this community, but there you have it. This is, to me, a community that has been long awaiting its amenity center, but it's always had the beauty and the hills and perfect proximity to Orlando and the theme parks, but it has its own little thing going on, right? You have Crooked Can Brewery coming at the bottom of the hill. You have the new medical facility. You have a K-8 school inside of the community. Beautiful views of Lake Apopka. And then you have this level 3 product right here that you can really tune into how you want to make it. Now, it takes about 6 to 8 months to build once you've selected the home and then gone to the design studio. This shot right here is going to be the one that gives you the best overall kind of visual of what this community is about. Man, these lots right here doesn't show, but like you could see right above these trees, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So either way, if anybody has any questions about this community, or if you want to take a look at some of those quick moving homes that are not yet available, that are soon to be coming back to the market, let us know. Email us, team@morefla.com, or you can text the number that's been floating above. If you've made it this far, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what the heck are you doing? Catch you guys on the next one.